So, hello everyone. My name is Arman. I'm a co-founder of Career Scoops, and today I'm with.
Hi, I'm Pamela. I'm a mental health counselor in Orlando.
So, that's really cool, Pam. So, tell me about yourself. How is life when having a career in psychology?
It is very exciting, to be honest. I love my job. I get to spend about 6 to 8 hours a day just talking to people. It's honestly my ideal job situation.
So, you just like talking to people, so it's cool you found a profession that matches that.
Kind of, actually, to be honest, I thought about, hey, I'm a very social person. I'm a good listener. I was like, I could do this every single day, continually, and probably be paid for it, and that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool that you enjoy what you do in your career path. Some people don't, and that's cool that you're passionate about it. So, what type of psychologist are you, and what inspired you to be this type of psychologist?
So I'm not technically a psychologist. A mental health counselor is a little bit different. So we focus more on wellness. We still treat, diagnose mental disorders, but we come at it from a little bit of a different lens. So we're more like focused on the holistic person, which means like your sleeping, the way you eat, your social relationships, the dialogue inside your head, fitness. Like it's really a bit of everything. We just do a lot of talking and kind of like getting to know each other in the sessions, and then uh yeah, we kind of go from there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know something like that existed, like those little branches. Like I'm
Yeah.
not really necessarily a branch, but that's cool that it's more like the whole person thing you're essentially trying to improve, right?
Hmm.
So, but like what inspired you to become this?
Ooh, I would say it happened when I took AP psychology in high school. I was immediately fascinated, and I was like, oh, okay, this is something that excites me. This is something where I want to read my textbooks, and I've always wanted to help people. So those two things kind of came together, and I was like, boom, psychology.
That's cool. I'm taking AP psychology next year, so
Yeah,
yeah.
get
Um,
ready. It's pretty cool.
yeah, I've heard a lot of good things from my classmates, but so what schooling did you have to do to get to where you are now?
So, to be a mental health counselor, you have to first get a 4 year degree. So, you can get it from a state school, or you can do like half and half. So, you could go to a community college and then to a public college. So, you get your 4 year degree, and then you do a 2 to 3 year master's degree in counseling psychology or just mental health counseling. A lot of people think that you have to go and get your doctorate to be working in this field, and you actually don't. If you want to be a therapist, you can end at the master's level. So it's about 4 to 7 years, depending on how long you're in your programs.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, that's a lot. That I mean, not all careers take like that many years. Some take more, some take less. But when you went through school, like, were you passionate about it, or was it kind of difficult for you? Like, how was it?
I'll be honest, I was very passionate about it. I've always been someone who is like a bookish person. I like to learn. So being in school felt like a natural fit to me. It wasn't anything I ever really like was upset about doing, but I will say it took a long time, and I spent a lot of my 20s doing this thing. So there were, of course, periods where I was just tired, and I was tired of being a student, and I was like, I just want to start my job already. But remembering that this is the thing I want to do for the rest of my life kept me going.
That's cool. Yeah, I love school too. Like, I mean, I would say I'm a bookish person. I
Yeah.
mean, I still haven't, went through any process like that, spending so many years in like a field, but I think that's pretty cool that you were so passionate about it all throughout school. But once you like finally got to that career, like what are some of your favorite parts about your job right now? And like what are some of your least favorite parts as well? Like,
That's a good question. So I would say some of my favorite parts about it are it's super flexible for me. So when I graduated with my degree, you can go into several different types of work as a therapist. You could work at like a state agency, you can work in addictions, and you can work in private practice. So that means you have your own office, you see your own clients, and it's very independent. So I make my own schedule. It's flexible. I work as many hours as I want a day or as little. I like to work a lot though because I like my job, and that part of it's really cool. And then just the fact that my entire day is just spent talking to people.
okay. Yeah, so I'm sure the people that went to like state agencies, they probably live a completely different life, would you say, or is it still kind of similar?
Completely different life. They're very structured, and some people really like that. That's the thing. It kind of depends on like your personality. I'm the type of person who doesn't like to have people necessarily like watching over me and like telling me when and where to be somewhere. I'm very independent, like self-starter kind of person. Whereas like I have colleagues who they really enjoy the structure of the 9 to 5 that an agency would give you because they don't want to think about moving things around in the same way that you do in private practice.
Mhm.
They want to like go in and then leave and that's it.
Yeah, I think I'm more of a structured person myself,
Yeah.
like having that set schedule, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Some people are really good with that. They thrive in it.
and okay, this question's a bit off topic, but when you were 15, so I'm 15, who did you aspire to be? Or was it?
Hmm. 15. Who did I aspire to be? Honestly, I think I aspired to be like my mom. If I'm really thinking about it, she was always somebody who was reading, loved learning. She was very driven in her career and she kind of just put 100% of herself in whatever she did. So I saw her doing that and I was like, okay, let's replicate that.
What career was your mom in, if I may ask?
Oh, she was a graphic designer.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
From a graphic designer, but now you're working in a completely different field. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not very artsy. She's got all the art talent in the family. I'm more the books studying science side for sure.
okay, yeah, that's cool. And like, I'm sure taking like AP Psych, for example, really opened your eyes on like, oh, all sorts of possibilities on what you actually enjoy, you know? So,
Exactly. Exactly.
mhm. And so if there was someone like me that wanted to pursue like this field, what advice would you tell them right now?
Hmm. I would say if you were thinking about going into psychology and all the different things that you can do with psychology, I would say do as much research as you can about all the different types of jobs that you can get with this career path because a lot of people think that you go into a bachelor's in psychology and you come out and you're a psychologist, and that's not it at all. There are like I would say up to 50 different things you can do with the degree. So yeah, you really want to research like, okay, where could I end up with this? What's a good fit for the life that I want to have?
Hmm. So I feel like a lot of people may take that like AP psychology class, but then they go into like as you said, there's structured people that could be into psychology. There's people that want to make their own schedule. I think that's pretty cool actually about that field. But I
Yeah.
think a lot of people also just find a hard time finding that proper field, you know? Like, oh, they
Mhm.
want to be a psychologist, but they don't know like where do I go? So it's cool that you found it and it seems like you enjoy it. So
Yeah. And also just like engaging with people who might be in the field in some way. If you know someone, you know a friend, you know your older brother or something is in college and he's doing a psych degree, like just talking to other people and kind of like career scoops, like just getting outside information about what it's going to look like. Because when you have this like big idea of like psychology, that could mean 100 different things. You want to try and do whatever you can to narrow it down a little bit
mhm.
would be my advice.
Yeah, once you narrow it down, you could really like study into it, like understand it more. Like that's kind of the beauty of narrowing down your options in life in general. And
Ooh, sorry, I have one more thing. Definitely a another piece of advice that just came to me. So if you're interested in psychology, figure out which chapters of your textbook you are really interested in and try and find some other books and like papers and things like that that have to do with those chapters. Because again, we're talking about people. So there's 100 different things that you could study in psychology, but there are a bunch of little subsections. So if you find like one chapter of the book that you're like, oh, this is really cool, start reading some more stuff about it. See if you like it.
that's a good piece of advice, definitely. Because I mean, you want to be passionate about what you're gonna do in life. So
Yeah,
even even just that one little section of the book you happen to like more than others, it can mean all the world when you choose who you want to be in the future.
100%.
And so my last question, what are some personal benefits you have gained from having a career in psychology?
Hmm. I think it has definitely developed my people skills, like I by 4,000%. A lot of people naturally, they are good in conversation, they're good listeners or what have you. But when you go into a career in psychology, you are trained to be an effective communicator. That's your number one focus because that's the thing that helps your clients the most is them feeling at ease with you and like it's an easy relationship, easy to talk to.
Yeah. I feel like there's some people that, so would you say people that like aren't very communicative, they just can't be a psychologist, right? Or do you think it's possible to work on your skills if you're still interested in like helping others, you know?
I think that if you want to be a talk therapist, traditional face to face, if you're a very introverted person and you don't really like to communicate like that, might not be a good fit because it's like 8 hours of socialization, which is a lot for somebody like that. Doesn't mean you can't go into a career in psychology, though. You could also be a research psychologist where you spend all your time in the lab and you talk to people every once in a while, but you're mostly conducting experiments, doing things like that. So there's kind of a little spot for everyone.
So yeah, it like combines, maybe someone could be really interested into science and also like the whole helping others. So that's where the research psychology would come in. So
Exactly.
that's cool. And I think that will be it for today. Just thank you so much for joining me. And for anyone that has any questions about this career path, leave them down in the comment section below. And for anyone that wants to see a certain career be here on Get the Scoop, just again, comment down below. Thank you so much for watching this.
All right. Thank you for having me.